government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
This equation has four factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to zero. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero.
What's the other thing we know about this population? And it's a specific phase of life. Remember, age is more than a chronological fact. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
Let me start off with two words. Made in America. Made in America.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
A lot of things are happening. Planets are aligned.
That's for sure.
Fuck yeah. That is for sure. Elon Musk just bought Twitter. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the future is more fun and interesting. And
Bullshit. You know exactly what you're. I don't think you're a bad guy. You're trying to survive for you and your family and do good. Okay, but
no,
my family, your family, none of us are going to make it. There's a post-human era coming.
Yeah.
They've made frickin' deals with interdimensional aliens.
It's true.
I refuse to go along with this, and I'm seeing through all of your lies, Barack Obama, you wicked, wicked devil!
Welcome back to another night of Shtick with Koolfrogg. You know, I have to say to everybody real quick, because last night being there, I was like, oh, I'm on YouTube. I'm scared. I don't want to lose my channel because, you know, how things are still working out, this, that, and the other. And I got off and I'm like sitting there, you know, afterward, and I'm like, why was I so concerned about losing a stupid ass YouTube channel? Fuck Susan. What the hell? What is wrong with me? Y'all just slap me in the face and say, snap out of it, Koolfrogg. How's it going,
well,
boys?
I mean, Susan is a demon witch, because, I mean, look at TR's chat there. That poor kid that wanted the subscribers. It's like, oh, sorry, you can't have that because it's just too quick.
Right. That happened way too fast. Oh, we must take this away from you. That was
the kid's
very
freaking dying, and they can't figure their shit out.
No, right. They can't see that almost every single person had covered this particular kid and what was actually going on. How many people actually hit him up, from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to Jack Sparrow himself, all the way to everybody on LawTube and everybody else. Just so many people that hit that up and actually were talking about it. It's just amazing that they actually went to that point of shutting somebody like that down and not really digging into it to see why they had grown so fast. It's very disturbing. Let's say hi to everybody. Let's see. Let's go to Rumble side first. America Shirts is sitting in Rumble. Woo! Super V, good to see you. Glad you're here. She said, hello, Koolfrogg and America Shirts. Suck it, Jimmy YouTube. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not important. I'm chopped liver.
So,
fuck you too, chat.
Great liquor. Glad to see you. Glad you're here. Let's see if we can't have a better night than we did last night. Last night, I know I kind of said something or whatever, and I was like, are you concerned about the 2 subscribers? Nah, I wasn't so concerned about the 2 subscribers. I also wasn't concerned about the 7 subscribers that I actually lost last night. Why? Because those were not the natural growth ones. Those are not ones that actually found me and actually decided to actually hang out because they liked our truths that we speak. They just immediately jumped on it and be like, oh, he's got an American flag up here, behind him. He must be a racist, And that's pretty much where I bring it up to. Is it's like, oh, if you can't handle it, maybe this isn't the right place for you.
Jessica Rebloated is in the chat.
Yeah, Reloaded.
Yes, she
yeah,
says,
absolutely.
She says,
Rebloated.
They call me Rose. She says, hi,
Jessica Unloaded.
How's it going?
Jessica
What's going? What's going, Princess? Good to see you. TR, I'm not going to forget you. You were first. He was the first one. Glad that you're here. Rose, good to see you.
It is the Rose of Sharon Cassidy. I didn't see her.
Rose, yeah. Let's see, Kath H. And then Lucky Chucky. Glad you're all here. As far as that goes, like I said last night, I was really concerned about certain things, whatever. And I was just like, why was I so concerned? Why was I like, oh yeah, we don't want to lose YouTube. I really don't want to lose YouTube. I really don't. But when it comes down to it, it is what it is. I just hope they don't do the same thing that they did last time. And like,
YouTube's
make
run
it
by
look like they actually
evil
attacked my Mac.
Possessed witch queen. So,
yeah. Fuck you, Susan.
The whole freaking world.
Who has the face of a horse? The face of a horse.
Of course. So, if we do have Jimmy YouTube with us, how you doing, bud?
I am fine. I'm just speaking up when I get a second because I seem to be getting interrupted by America's Shop.
What?
But that's fine.
Never.
But that's just fucking fine. I'll do it to YouTube, buddy.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just gonna start talking right in the middle of your rants.
Do such a thing.
Do it to it.
I am going to. I plan to.
Jessica's out there. Calm down, ladies. That's fun. So, first things first. Donald Trump comes out on Truth Social. This is going to be a segue into tomorrow's episode. We will actually watch and fair use whatever it is that he's actually going to come out and do. So,
America needs a superhero.
Major announcement Thursday, December 15th. Yes.
What was
I'm excited.
that?
I'm so excited. I'm like, yes.
That's called fun.
That's what we need. We need a superhero.
Thanks, Madcore. I appreciate the violin music.
Madcore mofo. What's going on, brother?
My pity party needed something.
Oh, so I do have several articles.
Thinks it's him. Just saying. Anyway,
he thinks it's him.
He thinks he's a superhero.
What?
Seeking, what, the whole way, right? Instead of Superman with like the fist in the air going to where he wants to go.
Oh, did you need to see that again?
Anyway.
I was thinking of actually seeing if I could figure out how to download it or record it somehow and put it in so I could actually go just edit it just so I have him as Superman in his laser ultra MAGA eyes.
Who the freak made that too?
Whoever made it, they were very talented.
Yeah, well done with the VFX.
We'll bring it up one more time for you. Here you go.
America needs a superhero.
Very good. Very good.
Like I said, we're going to fair use whatever he actually comes out and says tomorrow. Tomorrow night, at the beginning of the party of the 1 year of us actually being here. Can you? It's kind of something when you think about it. You're like, really? We've been here for a year.
Yeah, the internet seems to move slower. And so I think that's why we just think we've known each other longer.
Right?
as weird as it seems, because I think it's because there's something like all the time something new, you know? So we're just stuck in this limbo of information seeking. Fuck you guys.
I didn't want to interrupt anything that was being said.
Well, then you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
So
you've done that yourself.
Speaking of Trump, here you go. First things first. Former Trump advisor, Russians had committed to freeing Paul Whelan before Joe Biden won election.
Yes. Freaking
the most legitimate president ever. Oh yeah, before he won. This is a Breitbart article. I love how they actually worded that. I'm like, Breitbart wrote this way. This just doesn't seem right. I've never actually seen them actually come out and actually, put that straight out. But okay, yeah, we're turning over a new leaf over at Breitbart. Good stuff.
Oh, Breitbart's always been good stuff.
Oh yeah, if you haven't looked at Breitbart, you really kind of maybe should. So here's the article real quick. It says former National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien said that the Russians were committed to freeing U.S. Marine Paul Whelan from prison before President Joe Biden defeated former President Donald Trump in the 2020 election. O'Brien said Russian National Security Advisors Nikolai Petrov reneged on a deal to release Whelan and Trevor Reed from prison just after it was clear Biden would become president. Oh, really? They just kind of they reneged on that, huh? They went back on their deal that was already in play when Biden becomes president. Why would they back?
I appreciate Jess. She put my stuff in the chat. Very cool.
Jimmy's YouTube. Yes.
Look, I know I have a big nose, but I promise you, I'm Mormon. Despite anything that may persuade you otherwise.
All y'all sitting over on the Rumble side, there's a bigger party going on over on YouTube. There's a whole 5 people over there.
Kanye can take one look at my nose and know if I'm Jewish.
I know where everybody is. There's a couple shows that are currently happening right alongside of this. Whatever. I see that Joe's actually going. I'm pretty sure Nick's got something going on somewhere. He should be on Rumble tonight, right?
What was Joe doing tonight?
Being Joe.
He's talking about something to do with the Koof. Remember, we are on YouTube.
Anyway.
So to continue, the article says, once we lost the election, the Russians lost all interest in negotiating Whelan's release with the Trump administration, O'Brien told The Hill. O'Brien said he and Petrov met about a multi-prisoner swap in Geneva of October 2020. Without getting into details, there are further summit meetings that Russians wanted to have that would have required improvement in relations. And my position was, if you want to improve relations with us, you cannot keep Whelan and Reed. And both. So they're like, no, you can't keep either one of them. You can't keep either one of them. And for whatever reason, because of, goings on here in the States, they decided to, go back on that for whatever reason. It's really kind of disturbing that they waited so long to actually do such a thing. And then they go about doing this. It says last week, Biden announced a prisoner swap exchanging Russian prisoner and former WNBA star Brittany Griner, that dude, for notorious arms dealer Victor Bout, who is serving a 25-year prison sentence in the United States.
I was about to say, Brittany Griner also has some notorious arms and hands. I'm just saying. Anyway.
And third legs.
and Adam's apples.
Oh my.
And very deep voices.
Very deep.
Don't get mad at us. You don't even know what team she plays for.
Oh. I mean, shall we? Uh-oh. What? Did I bug out? Did I bug?
No, you're up.
Oh.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't, look at this big, tall, clunky dude.
See, this part didn't convince me. Like, some people just big basketball bitches. They walk like this. I don't know.
And then
But
listen.
this.
Happy? Well, are you ready for one flight? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
She has a deeper voice than Koolfrogg.
Right.
No.
No, that
Fly
isn't.
back home to the US. To the US.
Да, конечно. Так что все будет нормально.
Everything will be fine.
Dude.
And then he gets arrested again.
Anyway.
Oh, right. So if we didn't already know, you can see why he was imprisoned for charges of possessing cannabis in Russia.
Cannabis.
It's just something that's just unheard of. You don't do that there. So the critics of the swap say Whalen should have been released along with Griner in exchange for the arms dealer, dubbed the Merchant of Death. The swap left Whalen imprisoned in Russia. I am greatly disappointed that more has not been done to secure my release, especially as the 4-year anniversary of my arrest is coming up. I was arrested for a crime that never occurred, Whalen reportedly told CNN. I don't understand why I'm still sitting here.
As he wailed, ha, ha. Anyway.
That was horrible.
He would be wailing.
Nerd is sitting in chat. How's it going, brother?
Long time no see.
So it says they've put me at a level higher than what they did with Trevor Reed and Brittany, he said, referring to the Russian government. Reed was released from imprisonment in spring. Imprisoned in Russia since 2019, the former Marine was sentenced to 9 years in prison in July 2020 for endangering the life and health of Russian police. Reed was traded for Russian drug smuggler Konstantin Yushchenko. Biden defended the Griner Bout swap as the best he could negotiate. That's probably is the best that he could negotiate. He probably had no clue what he was even doing, and he just okay, we're gonna bring back this LGBTQ plus dude, and let's do it because that's going to be best for our narrative. Suddenly, for totally illegitimate reasons, Russia is treating Paul's case differently than Brittany's, he said. Brittany is an incomparable athlete. She represents the best about America, just across the board, everything about her, Biden says. Those are Biden quotes right there. There seems to be a couple mispronounced syllables that should have been put in there, but you know, whatever. What you got going on here, Jimmy? What's this?
I'm just doodling on the side. I don't know if you wanted to like throw it in a corner somewhere for somebody to watch while we're talking.
Doodling on a computer.
Yeah, with a clicker.
I can only do so much because it doesn't allow me to like share multiple screens. So in between articles and stuff, whatever, we can totally pop that up. So
cool.
Oh, as you can see here, Nerd has the comment of the evening already. This was the only WNBA trade to make the news.
True. True.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Now that one right there, he says he used the Saudis as a go-between during the negotiations. There's been some speculation on that, and could potentially be not true that had happened. Just the stuff that I'd actually, not necessarily that they actually did that, though there's plenty of places that actually kind of tried to say that it did.
Jimmy, this looks like a bad acid trip.
I think that's the intention.
Either that or Fantasia, whichever one. Oh wait, that's one of the same.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyways,
Fantasia is a free acid trip. Go check it out.
well, the CIA put kids on acid and made them watch it. So.
What?
Nerd.
Oh yeah, that was that was the reason for its existence, and then they put it out to the public. That's why I said it.
Nerd says, "I'm glad she's back, but the
and everybody
price
assumes it too,
of
right?
her was way too damn high." It's not a she. It's dude.
That, and why are you glad she's back? Why do you give a fuck about her?
Right. But what is it about her that makes her like, oh my god, I'm so glad that it's here again?
I mean, I don't think that's exactly what he's saying, but
he's like, true. There you go.
Do you know what team she plays for, bro? Like, that's my big question to anybody that defends her. What team does she play for?
I have no clue.
He doesn't know. Okay, there you go. To kind of move on a little bit here, it says Pelosi told Obama Dems lost House in 2010 because white men get in a mood when they don't have jobs.
That's racist.
Is it true? Do we seriously get in the mood when we don't have jobs?
What the freak is that?
That's racist. That is racist as shit.
Kathy H. Chat. Gonna call it a night later.
Oh, bye-bye.
Call it a night. Wish you were on earlier. We'll keep TV on though. Night. Oh,
hey,
have
you
a
rock.
wonderful night. Sleep well.
We'll lull you to sleep with some serenading.
We'll just keep on talking in our slow, somber voices.
Yes. Go to sleep.
The Botox in this bitch's face has melted her brain. Yeah, good one, nerd.
I think it actually has melted her face, or something's melted her face. I don't know.
Something's melting something.
Don't you know the Sith rule? Your face has to get messed up.
Faced with catastrophic losses in 2010. Faced.
Anyway.
Faced.
I see what you did here.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told then President Barack Obama that Democrats were pulverized at the ballot box because of the white male thing. New documentary footage reveals. Hey, Mr. President. Oh, actually, you want to read the quote there, Nancy Pelosi?
Michelle Obama.
There's a couple of them in there. Hey, Mr. President. Not a good night.
Hey, Mr. President.
This right here. Hey, Mr.
Wait,
President.
what? Yeah, I Pelosi said that.
Not a good night.
Yeah.
That's what you said. You don't even remember what you said, Nancy. Jeez. So Pelosi told Obama on the phone call in November 2nd, 2010, footage from the new HBO Max documentary Pelosi in the House shows the documentary filmed by acclaimed documentarian Alexandra Pelosi. Oh, sure.
Oh my gosh.
That's there you go.
It's my adopted daughter. Because well, Paul has
He's not been very tender to me in the last few years.
No.
So it says that she chronicles Nancy Pelosi's rise through Congress and her signature achievements, including passing the Affordable Care Act. On the phone with Obama, considered their wipeout as a referendum on health care reform. Instead, she blamed white males upset with high unemployment rates for Democratic losses.
I thought the unemployment rates weren't high, Nancy.
Apparently, we get angry when we don't have jobs. I wonder why we weren't having jobs. I had a job at the time. I had one of the best jobs that I ever had. But, whatever.
I know why I didn't have a job.
Were you angry about that?
I mean, yeah. I was angry about not making money, sure.
Did it make you vote any other different than you had already been trying to vote?
Nope.
When you couldn't?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't out of a job because of the economy.
It's proven right. Okay. It doesn't start thinking now.
Nerd says he's a full-time college student at the time. Go figure. I bet your attitude was totally different because just because.
Just because.
Because you were a white man.
Not that Nancy isn't white herself, but or maybe Paul.
Look at that mug.
Paul is,
oh my gosh.
Paul is racist.
The daughter doesn't look anything better. Holy crap.
Yeah, she's just as corrupted.
Hey, other house speaker.
That's very nice, Nancy.
Respect your elders of the country. Respect others.
All right, Nancy. Did you take your vodka pills?
With the basic exercises relegation. You can't disrespect. You can't.
See, you can see our widespread demographic of people that actually watch us. Jessica says, I was a senior in high school. At first she said junior, but then she changed it. Said, oh, wait, I was a senior. So, I mean, we actually cover quite the demographic of people when it comes down to it. And, it's very interesting the types of people we actually do keep around. It looks like we got 3 people watching us. Who the heck is doing what and why?
Well, they should be watching because that's a position, essentially.
So, Nancy, while you're here, you want to read your quote? This whole first thing here is a big long quote by you.
Well,
you want to?
You guys, as if you're serious. Our members have said they don't regret their health care bill right across the board. Even if we ever pass a health care reform, we were still going to lose this election by 9.5% unemployment because it wasn't about that. It was about jobs. as quote as his what you're supposed to say that, right, Paul? It's the right metal thing. It's the other thing. When they even have a job, they get well when they don't have a job, they get removed. And so we'll have to make some decisions in our caucus about how we move forward.
Thank you, Nancy.
And I will be searching on the drugs in fact. But Benadryl.
Benadryl. Okay. You're mixing your Benadryl with your wine today. All right. Sounds good, Nancy.
It's bathing exercises. It burns best. Perfect scrub.
So let's see if we finish this article real quick. It says the phone call came as Democrats began wrestling with the worst midterm election performance in more than half a century. Republicans made their largest gain in House seats since 1938 following passage of Obama's signature health care reform legislation known by detractors as Obamacare. Political analysts mostly attributed the Democratic losses to the unpopularity of Obamacare, widespread dissatisfaction with the economy, and the broken promise of shovel-ready jobs. Obama made, before passage of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, a stimulus package developed in response to the Great Recession. Pelosi will step down from House Democratic leadership at the end of the year, passing the torch to Hakeem Jeffries of New York, who has led House Democrats since 2003.
Hakeem. Anyway.
So I mean, you can point fingers at plenty of different things, and for this documentary to come out by Alexandra, the daughter of said Nancy Pelosi, to actually point out that it's because of the unemployment rate that white men were angry and voted the way they did. If they were angry and they voted the way they did because of such things, what makes you think that they weren't angry going into this current administration and would have voted the same way?
No, everybody loves the Democrats and everybody loves Joe Biden. It's just, they're just not always vocal about it, They go, they vote for Trump, and then they're like, we support Biden. We support Biden the most, and so he wins, and that's just how it works,
So, being that we're speaking of Joe,
is that
Biden,
like an interdimensional elf I'm looking at? What is this?
What do you mean?
I mean, you kind of see the two eyes and the big, huge nose with that smile. Yeah, I see it.
You guys are nuts.
I mean, hey, you're
totally see it.
on this acid trip.
You guys must trip more than I do.
Nerd says this was the year of the Tea Party, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was indeed.
Why am I having...
I totally wasn't throwing tea into Boston Harbor at the time.
I didn't know you.
Yeah, not that tea party.
Oh,
great! Now we got 2 viewers on the YouTube side. That's awesome. Thank you, Nerd and Jess, for being here. It kind of reminiscent of about a year ago. Oh wait, we had 0.
Nobody. We were like, why don't you hit up them super chats? And there was like nobody in the chat.
There's absolutely nobody doing anything.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
there isn't anyone.
Annabelle Lee. Hey,
hello.
crazy peeps. Glad you're here.
Aloha.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for
Hello,
joining us.
hello. Welcome, welcome.
Jess says, I'm a mod. It's kind of my job.
It's in
Thank
the
you so
job
much
description.
for being the best mod ever.
That's real strong praise there. Too strong.
I don't know why I'm here. Oh, why is that? What?
Because the YouTube overlords thought you might like us.
Make you happy, she said. Well, yeah, this might make you happy.
Yeah,
Here you go. You see
there's
see
Alice
this guy
Cooper
and his wife sitting here?
Wife, quote unquote. Alice Cooper there.
Doctor? Dr. Alice Cooper?
Yes. Dr. Alice Cooper, yes. MD.
Social media goes wild after First Lady hands Biden something he pops in his mouth before big speech.
Oh.
You don't say. So this is right before
Alice
President
Cooper's
Joe
hanging around that acid.
right before President Joe Biden signed the Respect for Marriage Act into law Tuesday, First Lady Jill Biden handed him something that he then stuffed into his mouth and ate. But what was that something? That, dear Watson, is the question. It says, watch the president accepting an unidentified piece of food below. Oh, it's food, huh?
I'm just waiting for Alice here to just stuff something in his face, just be like slap it across his mouth. So he hands it. Oh, yeah, he hands it.
Thank you for my medicine, Doc.
And the crowd goes wild.
Perk. Woo!
They're like, yeah.
Molly Percocet. Molly Percocet.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All of the 15 people that are there.
They've got to use like B-roll cheering for him because nobody cheers.
Right. Like in the back, there's like out of the big speakers, it's just
yeah.
There's like 10 people in front of the camera there to make it look like it.
Annabelle's like, oh, I hate him in a good way.
Oh.
Then it's in the best way.
Oh my.
So it says, while the logical assumption is that the first lady handed him a snack or a piece of candy, like Werther's, for instance, the president's detractors decided to have some fun and play a guessing game of sorts with this fun mystery. For example, conservative writer Jim Trutcher tweeted, every time he does a trick, he gets a sugar cube. Meanwhile, Trump supporter Jen James theorized that the first lady had handed the president his delusional meds. See more fun guesses below. Bill Counselor Pez.
Yes, Alice Cooper is a perpetual pest dispenser.
Mike Jacks says fresh battery.
To be fair, he could use one.
McShane 2011 says dentures. Possibly.
Well, we have to say
doggy biscuit.
Not really. That quick to put it. I just being very bad.
Yep, his edible. Yep. Anti-grooming pill.
I wish you need that.
A Viagra for after the speech.
Oh.
A little bump for Hunter. All right.
Yes. She's like, here, honey. Hunter had some of this. He wants you.
See, he didn't actually pop it in his mouth.
Right. Right up the nose. Melatonin, so he doesn't miss his bedtime. There's the little ball of some kind of particular drug to keep his spirits and energy high. Oh, okay. Some upper to try to keep him sharp enough to read more than one sentence and stay on track. From the 101st Air Assault. Oh, okay. Adderall. Yeah, that was kind of my guess. Adderall. I bet he pops those before every public appearance, buffered by a mood leveler to bring him down and keep him calm and mellow between pressers. No self-loathing here. I think it's one of these.
No.
I'm guessing there was a picture to go along with this particular tweet. That's my guess. This is from today, so I mean, if we went like this and went to Twitter real quick, and then went and did a search. Take a quick glance. And that's interesting. I'm already following this person. Isn't that something? Lots of Vikings things.
If they choke.
Not actually seeing
the Vikings.
Tweet. Interesting. Well, I guess.
Hetty Lamar says, hello, me again.
Oh, what's up, Hetty?
Well, hello,
How
you
you doing?
again.
Yo. Lamar Davis. We're talking 40,000.
Speaking of dogs, one Twitter user wrote, "That's exactly how I slip my dog a treat for good behavior. Only I pet my puppy on his head after he takes it. She, Joe Biden, must have forgot that part."
No, she slaps him.
My wife beats me.
He's having weather. Yeah, I hear that weather issue. Sitting here with some 20 inches of snow outside.
Yeah, we got some fucking snow.
Another Twitter user added that in his opinion, the Secret Service should have pounced on the First Lady for giving the president anything to begin with. Shouldn't the Secret Service pounce on this woman? Who knows what that is unless it is tested by a designated food sampler. I saw a Dateline NBC episode where the wife was poisoning the husband while he was in a hospital for poisoning. They eventually overplay her hand, the detractor tweeted.
Well,
that's
but it's
certainly
Alice
one
Cooper,
way of looking at things. Yeah,
Alice
right.
Cooper wants to give somebody something. You don't want to get rid of that.
Nice. Subbed and checked in. Glad you're here. Thanks for doing all that, Eddie. Let's see. We need to challenge our hundreds of callous, cynical laws introduced in the states targeting transgender children, terrifying families, and criminalizing doctors who give children the care they need. The attack was aimed at laws introduced by state-level Republicans to protect children from the grooming and activism of transgender zealots. We're trying to turn out every child suffering from any sort of typical childhood identity crisis.
No. Listen here. Joe Biden wants to molest your children, and he should be allowed to under any circumstances. Why should we be allowed to,
do the thing.
the thing. He's like motioning, groping.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yes, Jimmy, that is the thing. All men and women created by folks,
you know the thing.
That was the thing he was thinking about.
So let's see here. This so he received attention 3 years ago after he was spotted singing to a 2-year-old while dressed in drag. This is a drag queen, Marty G. Cummings, doing the baby shark for a 2-year-old back in 2019. This is a drag queen that is invited to the White House for the signing of the Respect for Marriage Act today, December 14th, 2022. According to Cummings' website, he's a New York City drag artist, television personality, and political figure.
Artist?
Artist.
Oh, God.
Yes, drag artist.
That doesn't make me feel good.
Nah.
They can go
Should
be a
we?
makeup
Can we
artist.
call the baby an artist for crapping in its diaper because it's art?
Oh, yes.
Like, can we?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's
Apparently
just as
modern
much
art-
art as this.
It stinks just as bad.
Right. Exactly.
And also needs to be changed.
And so
Almost on a regular
we need
basis.
to protect the rights of the artist. To be a baby, to be an artist.
Let's see. Throughout their nearly decade-long drag career, Marty has been a regular fixture in the nightlife world, performing up to 6 regular shows a week. They've sold out concerts at 54 Below, Lincoln Center's Big Apple Circus, Dixon Place, and regularly tour the world with Atlantis cruises. The website biography reads, however, critics are far more concerned about the darker elements of Cummings' past, such as the time he tweeted, "The kids are out to sing and suck a D."
Yeesh.
Yeah, it was straight up, Jesus, wow. This is the non-binary drag queen Biden invited to the White House to attend today's Respect for Marriage Act signing ceremony. Margie G. Cummings, an anti-police activist, believes the kids are out to sing and, again, suck D. And anyone who thinks drag isn't for children is wrong, says Mia Cathell. I think you're wrong.
Just wrong, huh?
And the time he befriended a little child who said they wanted to perform with us next year, he wants us to perform with it's seriously, if you want them to perform, they wanted to perform.
Yes, they do.
Year. Oh, okay. Sounds wonderful. Sounds like a wonderful way to actually round out this article. It just like we went from slipping Joe Biden something to talking about doing things with the D when you're actually speaking of transvestites at the same time. Oh, okay. That's great. Thank you. Thank you for making this article just so much better than it started off being. It's just mind blowing how far things can actually go when you're actually trying to sign such things as a marriage protection act, to allow anybody to marry the ones they love, which I kind of agree. Yeah, you should be able to marry the ones that you love, but calling it a Respect for Marriage Act on top of it just shows you exactly what Democrats always do. They make things sound better than what they really are, and they lie to you all the way through. So yeah, very disturbing that they actually just go ahead and did that. While we're speaking of Joe Biden, what's kind of there's a couple little funny things that had actually happened today.
Please tell me he fell again.
Last night,
I mean,
or yesterday.
I wonder.
It's really dependent on when you actually, the article was produced as of today. I believe the speech was actually from yesterday. It's Biden.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Oh, that was from before. Oh, wow.
Biden reportedly lashed out about media fixation on his age. You think I don't know how effing old I am? Of course he doesn't know how old he is.
He doesn't know what planet
confused
he's on.
Biden is escorted off stage by a young girl after Toys for Tots remarks. Let's see here. Okay, the video kind of decided to.
Let's get sorted these gifts, okay? You with me? All right.
The little girl will point you in the right direction.
Yeah, who the fuck is that little girl?
I don't know. She's more in charge than he's ever been in his life.
The president
smart
literally
little girl
needs to be
knows
led
where to
around
act.
by a child. Yeah. Wow.
Was it this one where he actually?
I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here to help make this a reality. And thanks
Wasn't
to
she
Senator
dead?
Stabenow, Representative DeLauro for the
Yeah, this is
leadership
that clip
here
from a while
today.
ago.
Oh, that's that one.
Maybe if I look it up.
I thought that. Okay, well, the article is supposed to be about this. You think I don't know how fucking old I am? Hetty says I hear the bong.
What?
Maybe.
No.
Potentially, not mine.
Not mine.
I have no clue what you're hearing, but okay.
I got a vape.
Okay. I'm like
Probably
sucking
that.
on your vape. Sure.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
zucking it, giving it the good Zuckerberg.
Michael Hagan says it's both parties remember the Patriot Act was actually the most unpatriotic thing ever. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Vegas should take odds on SBF committing suicide. Ooh. I bet there might be something out there if we look hard enough. We might be able to find some kind of betting going on. And if it's that they actually commit or if somebody else does it for them. Right, Hillary? So it says President Biden is reportedly upset about the media's constant coverage of his age, which will likely remain a thorn in the side as he inches closer towards 2024 run. Biden, who just turned 80 last month, is the oldest serving president in U.S. history, and the questions over his fitness to lead has been a cause of concern for both his detractors and supporters alike. On Tuesday, Politico published a story about how eerily quiet the 2024 race is. Republicans are largely mum about former President Trump's already declared candidacy as his polls continue to wane and legal troubles carry on. Meanwhile, Biden has been reluctant to officially announce his re-election bid, though he has repeatedly said he intends to run. The president has vented to allies about how often his age is mentioned in the press. You think I don't know how fucking old I am, he said to one earlier this year, but who knows what the fates have in store for someone who just turned 80 a few weeks ago. Sorry, Mr. President. Political's Jonathan Martin wrote. The White House declined to comment. In October, Political reported that the White House feeling trepidation over Biden's 80th birthday and hoping to downplay the celebration. The article noted his age has always been a sensitive topic among his closest allies, and planning is underway as to how to best navigate the occasion.
Hedy Lamar, 46 years old he was.
John Kennedy was old. Yep, he was 46. Yep. So it says top Democrats have been vocal in supporting the Biden re-election bid, particularly in the aftermath of the 2022 midterms, where Democrats performed much stronger than anticipated. Both polls constantly show Democratic voters continue voicing that they'd rather not see Biden run in 2024, with many citing concerns over his fitness. Now, not his physical fitness, his mental fitness. That's what they call into effect. So they should have actually clarified that and put a word of like mental in there or whatever, and maybe fix their paragraph.
Oh, they can't point to that.
I mean, they can if they want. Throughout his political career, Biden has been known to be a gaffe machine, which has only continued into his presidency. Some of his GOP critics, however, have cited his more bizarre blunders as a sign of mental decline. In recent months was in September when he called out a dead congresswoman in the event after he previously acknowledged her passing weeks prior, which is the reason that they actually play this clip or whatever. Says, Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? She must not be here. Biden looked around for Rep. Jackie Walorski before continuing his speech. Walorski had died in a car accident in August. The legacy media has put a spotlight on the elder statesman, but not always consistently. In July, for example, the New York Times ran a report titled, "At 79, Biden is testing the boundaries of age and the presidency," sounding the alarm that his age has become an uncomfortable issue for him and his party.
It's not the age, it's the mental fitness.
Right. It's right. It's really not the age, because we can look at people like Donald Trump, and you can actually see that he seems to be just slightly more mentally fit, and you look at his age, he's just as old. So I mean, really, when you think about it, maybe we just need to stop electing old ass people to presidency. I mean.
Let's get a 22-year-old in there, see what happens.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Lord
just
fuck it.
Mercy.
Big fuck it.
Just not AOC. Not AOC. Anybody but AOC.
22.
No, but that big booty Latina just might,
Big booty Latina. You couldn't even bounce a quarter up. You couldn't bounce a truck off of that thing. I wouldn't even feel comfortable laying my head on that. Nope.
I'd kind of keep my head as far away from that as possible.
Yeah, if you want to keep it.
However, a report from the same paper published the day before Biden's 80th birthday, November 20th, offered a stark reversal on how the president's age should be covered. The article titled President Biden is turning 80. Experts say age is more than a number, suggested Biden falls into a category of super agers, which is a subgroup of people that maintain their mental and physical functioning and tend to live longer than the average person.
Whoever the hell wrote this article is
I was just
clearly
gonna
not
say,
going to
who
be very
put this
well.
out? Like what
They're
company?
clearly not mentally
What
well.
publisher? Somebody proofread this.
Oh yeah, they did. This is Fox News. This is Joseph Wolfson.
Oh no, he's referring to someone else though, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Somebody had to clear this before they could run it.
Right.
Fucking wow.
This one. So he's actually pointing out the article titled President
New York
Biden has
Times.
turned 80 from it doesn't actually point to
Well, it's still going on from the New York Times. It was up there. It was saying like, the article continues.
okay. It was from the New York Times.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, did you see? Oh my gosh, did you see Project Veritas outside the New York Times?
No.
Oh, it was so funny. They were dressed in a Santa suit and they were giving out coal to all the reporters. It is good yucks if you want to check that out later.
Oh, it's got blue teeth.
Oh, my little thing here.
It must be an interdimensional elf.
Well, to stick with the person and of topic for the moment, we've rounded out with what he's actually doing currently with the citizenship. Biden dumbs down the American citizenship test. Oh, go figure.
Investment. They'll construct a second fab here in Phoenix to build chips, 3 nano chips, the 3 nano chips that are 3 nano, and you know what I'm saying. No, I don't know.
Yeah, you know nothing, Jon Snow.
I'm so glad that I found that.
Bing, bing. Things
Bing,
that go
bing.
bing with Donald Trump.
Nobody knows. Biden's Biden's agenda. Yeah, it really, we have to actually really seriously think about who's actually pushing this current agenda. I don't
Predator
believe it's
drones.
Biden. I believe it's
Predator
Obama.
drones. You won't see them coming. They'll just blow you kids up. Boom. There's your house.
Michelle wanted me to tell you.
Perfect.
Oh, that's so fun.
Mike Michelle.
Mike, Michelle.
Michael Michelle.
Biden when he thinks
Mike
America is great.
Kyle Michelle.
Hattie says Big Mike and Osama.
Oh. I did not think of that.
Osama Hussein. Osama Hussein Obama.
Do not say his middle name. You are not allowed to say Hussein.
I don't know why YouTube actually blocked that, Hetty, but there you go. I unblocked it for you. She says Americans are stupid. For whatever reason, the YouTube site actually blocked that comment.
What?
Oh, Pastor, how's it going, buddy? He's sitting over on the Rumble side. Glad that you're here.
Oh, matey.
Pastor Rapture.
Oh, Pastor Raptor. I thought it was Pastor Shadowlay. I'm like, whoa. You doing a salty after party?
Right, exactly, Michael Hagen. It's not just the Americans, it's people in general. They're all stupid. And we're going to allow this to happen. We're going to allow this particular shit to happen where we just like, who cares how stupid they are?
Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys.
Let's just make them U.S. citizens.
They keep calling me out.
That's what I was thinking, Princess. It just blocks anything that's so stupid in it. T3, how's it going? Hey, I'm in and out of sleep, so expect nothing from me. We never expect anything from you at all, but so glad that you're here.
Hey, love you too, T3. Although
she's like, who the hell is this guy?
T2 is definitely the best movie.
Oh no.
Hey, T2 is better than T3, sorry.
I mean,
she's.
I don't know. I like T3 though. Bite me, LOL.
Where?
I'm glad you're here, Jinx. T3's the best. She's one of the nicest people you could ever talk to.
Sweet.
Just saying. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if I can't kick through this article real quick. This is U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services announced changes to the U.S. naturalization test on Wednesday, reducing the difficulty of the English-speaking section and editing the civics section to make the test easier for citizenship applicants. According to the unpublished notice obtained by the DCNF, scheduled for publication Thursday. The changes will lead to the English-speaking section being curated to more daily conversational subjects as opposed to more formal subjects formally discussed, with standardized criteria for assessment that reduce the examiner's discretion to judge the quality of responses. Applicants will respond in 3 color photographs randomly selected from a bank of approximately 70 images that directly correspond to an ordinary usage scenario. Yes, pictures and colors are so much easier to deal with than written words. Additionally, to become a multiple choice format, which each question having 4 options, as opposed to a previous fill-in-the-blank test where candidates have to answer a question from memory. The multiple choice format used on standardized tests for college admissions like SAT and ACT increases the probability of candidates selecting the right answers by 25%, while allowing the candidates to recall the right answer more easily. There you go. Let's give them the answer and see if they can't select it out of these 4 different things. Just ridiculous. And I disagree with the way they actually do SATs and ACTs as well. They shouldn't be multiple choice formats for those either. You should actually have to go off of memory, which would actually reduce the likelihood of putting stupid people in colleges to only continue to be stupid and not finish college. Just saying. Yeah. Primarily, this would be about responding to suggestions from the wider community that we've received over the past couple of years and making it more fair. The USCIS official told CNN in advance that the notice's publication. The proposed tests will enter a 5-month trial period in 2023 before being adopted later in the year. Though current citizenship applicants will use the existing test, the measure is one of several initiated by the Biden administration to streamline the immigration and naturalization process, as well as reverse Trump-era measures that progressives have claimed were barriers to immigrants' integration. 12 days after taking office in 2021, President Joe Biden signed an executive order directing government agencies to identify and remove barriers that impede access to immigration benefits, as well as conduct a comprehensive review of the civics and English language tests. In November 2020, the Trump administration promulgated a new syllabus of naturalization tests, raising the pass threshold to answer 12 out of 20 questions correctly instead of 10 previously, with a large question bank of 128 questions. Officials claimed that the test would provide the applicant with more opportunities to learn about the United States as part of the test preparation process.
You should already be like so knowledgeable. Like why do we want people in this country who don't want to further it, don't have its interests at heart? That's the whole point of that test.
Fuck you and your New World Order.
There. That, yep, exactly. The Trump administration's version of the test contained additional questions about founding fathers such as George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison, as well as questions about the Civil War, the spread of communism, the 14th Amendment, the War of Terror. Among others, the Biden administration promptly rescinded the new test months later when it took office, reverting back to the 2008 version utilized during the George W. Bush administration. However, the Biden administration is not changing the English reading and writing sections of the naturalization tests. We welcome input from the participation of stakeholders who are familiar with the important process as we continue to improve and update our naturalization tests. You don't say. They're not changing certain things, but we welcome input from and the participation of stakeholders. Stakeholders. That's what we're going to actually go off of. Who's got money put into this to actually say, well, this is what the whole thing is fucking stupid. Stop allowing people to be stupid, and maybe we might actually have more intelligent people on this planet.
Fuck you and your New World Order.
Thank you, shirts. Let's see. TR says, I do have the effect of ladies, lol, but what? Is Chuck or John around today?
Bing, bing.
TR come in here and just totally changed the whole gameplay. Talking Trash and Truth is indeed one of the young counting. Nice. Is Chuck or John around today? Is he? If he is, hello, Chuck or John. I haven't seen him in a little while. Are they protective T-Rex? Zero clue as to why. I just like the right away. Weird like that. School sucks. Yes.
Up yours, woke moralists.
America Shirts is I just won't talk. I'll just put up these clips all night. Because the clips really do say a lot.
Let's be clear. I hear it all the time. Cumulative deficit reduction, pay for the programs many times over.
Yeah. What was that? Could you repeat yourself, Biden?
Let me start off with two words. Made in America.
Then why do you keep on sending production over to China?
Yep.
Well, if anybody think if we're doing it for the first time now in the 21st century, going into the 20th, from the 20th century going into the second quarter of the 21st century, that we'd say 12 years is enough? Think 12 years is enough going into 20, 30, 40, 50?
Good one, TR.
Too much math.
You putting letters in there, like he knows something. You say like he's all smart and whatnot. Good stuff. Good stuff. While we got 6 people here, y'all don't forget tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of this show. We will actually be hopefully live earlier than the normal, and we'll see how long we can actually go through the night. It should be a fun night, and everybody is invited. When I say everybody, we'll probably have full rooms just because we can.
Biden's coming. We talk about him all the time. We got him, guys. We got Biden. Some random guy named Biden off the street, not our president.
We got him.
We got Biden.
What's this? You still working on this, or it's
just a little doodle.
That little alien dude is cool.
I don't see it. See, I see right here, like the 2 eyes here and here, and then a mouth here. I could see that, but here,
the blue thing is the mouth. The green swirly on the one side, and then the other swirly on the other side are the eyes. That big black swirly, yep.
Okay,
and then the big huge swoop that goes down to the mouth in between the eyes, that's the nose.
Holy shit, you got a big old drinking nose.
Don't forget to invite Legal Vices so he don't feel left out. Oh, no. Everybody's invited. That's what I'm saying. Uh-oh.
So you're talking, he looks like...
Yeah, with those big, huge mouth teeth. Yep, exactly. That right there. That's what we see.
That?
Yes. Now go back to the other picture.
I deleted it. It's gone forever.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I exited out of it. I can make $1.5 million.
It's not. It will live. It will live on this show forever. Rose says that she took an extra migraine pill. Hopefully you're feeling okay.
Oh, yeah.
So when we talk about equality, well, that's a good goal, but let us...
What? Hetty says, thanks for welcoming me. I had fun. See you guys again. Bye. Ricada. Come on now. Ricada. Every night. No, all's good. Thank you for showing up. I'm glad you were here. Don't forget to, you can always come back and rewatch the rest of the episode later. It's uneven. That bugs me. Yeah, I'm with you, T3. It's a little uneven. All right, let's kind of kick this up a little bit here. Here you go. Judge hears from attorneys in Kerry Lake election lawsuit. Ooh. Arizona's gubernatorial race by roughly 17,000 votes, but she's asking a Maricopa County Superior Court judge to declare her the winner of the election. The judge heard from the Lake's attorneys and lawyers representing her Democratic challenger on Tuesday in a lawsuit that alleges statewide fraud. Oh, you don't say. We're not claiming such a thing. No, we're not claiming it. It's not us. It's the article. The judge also appeared to set an issue on ruling in the near future, which is a good news for those who do not want a court case to drag on for months. In response to Lake's 70-page complaint, attorneys for Secretary of State and Governor-elect Katie Hobbs, as well as attorneys representing Maricopa County elections officials, plan to file motions to dismiss the case. Andy Jonah, who represented the Secretary of State's office, asked the judge on Tuesday to keep the case in a short schedule on hopes that it would be dismissed quickly. Essentially, a one-day hearing should give the plaintiffs the opportunity to make whatever case they believe they have. A case we believe is non-existent. He told the judge that Hobbs is set to be sworn in as governor in early January, and that allowing the lawsuit to run too long will disrupt the peaceful transition of power. Arizona's current GOP governor, Doug Ducey, has been term limited. Brian Blam, an attorney representing Lake, asked the judge for more time to work through arguments. This is pretty significant factual hearing, Your Honor, Blum said. Judge Peter Thompson said he did have some concerns about timing. He's scheduled 2 hours on Monday for oral arguments for the motion to dismiss the set of 2-day hearings scheduled for later next week. There appears to be a major interest in the case. Tuesday's hearing was delayed by about a half an hour because so many members of the public were trying to log into the virtual courtroom. Maricopa County spokesman Fields Mosley said that the courts are the appropriate place to handle such claims, that the Maricopa's election division looks forward to sharing facts about the administration of the 2022 general election and our work to ensure every legal voter had an opportunity to cast their ballot. Lake believes her lawsuit will prevail and said she's willing to take it all the way to the Supreme Court if necessary. We're ready to go without what we believe to be the exceptional lawsuit, and we believe we will be victorious in that lawsuit. Lake told Steve Bannon in the War Room podcast, "We'll take it all the way to the Supreme Court if we have to. We will not stop fighting." Thank God. I'm glad that she actually is to that point of actually just saying, no. We're going to fight till the end, and we get to decide when the end actually is there. We're not going to bow down to the likeness of Katie Hobbs, who got to oversee her own election. Hobbs certified her own win over Lake on Monday with outgoing Arizona Republican Governor Doug Ducey, Attorney General Mark Brnovich, and State Supreme Court Chief Justice Robert Bruntinel as witnesses, according to ABC News. With the certification complete, Lake had 5 days to file legal challenges in court. We're ready to go with what we believe to be an exceptional lawsuit, and we believe we will be victorious in that lawsuit, Lake told Real America's Voice. War Room Steve Bannon will take it all the way to the Supreme Court. It sounds like they're kind of repeating themselves, but, we will not stop fighting. U.S. District Judge John Tucci of the District of Arizona rejected a Lake lawsuit earlier this year, then moved to fine her attorneys and those of Republican Secretary of State candidate Mark Finchem last week. Imposing sanctions on this case is not to ignore the importance of putting in place procedures to ensure that our elections are secure and reliable. Tucci wrote in his order, "It is to make clear that ignoring the steps that Arizona has already taken toward this end and furthering false narratives that baselessly undermine public trust at the time of increasing disinformation about and distrust in the democratic process. It is to send a message to those who might file similarly baseless suits in the future." Thoughts, gentlemen?
I cannot express them on YouTube.
Speaking of expressions, here's a good one from Jimmy YouTube.
Oh, it's an Asian one.
That's racist.
I mean, I'm not the one that drew the picture.
See, TR says Koolfrogg, Carrie Lake's lawsuit over unspeakable things that never happen, according to YouTube, will be covered by Good Logic if she makes it past all 4 motions to dismiss.
YouTube will probably kick him off if he
Awesome.
does that. Because you're not even allowed to, if it actually got up to be that much, oh God.
Not what I wanted to do.
Just
He's
gave
like,
the Asian blackface.
wrong skin color.
There you go.
Next week. That's awesome. I'm glad that he's actually going to go to that point of actually doing such a thing.
But if it actually did get that high, like if it actually really got off the ground and actually got it going, YouTube's just going to do full blown like panic mode, strike it all, get rid of it all, because that's how they do it. So he'll be suspended or something, or maybe even kicked off YouTube if he doesn't. If it actually takes,
he'll take his few weeks. He don't care.
Which I'm hoping it does.
Jimmy, YouTube, is this a true to form portrait of Max Murrah?
How did you know?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Where are we at? Hour and a half. I got quite a few articles left up here. Shirts, you want to read something or?
Me?
Yeah, you.
The governor and I, and we were all doing a tour of the library here and talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
Okay.
Okay. There you go. So Chrissy Noem, she's wonderful. She's one of the best. Makes a major move against the Chinese Communist Party.
Not Kamala Harris. Not Kamala Harris.
Not Kamala Harris. No. South Dakota Republican Governor Chrissy Noem introduced new legislation Tuesday to prevent the purchase of farm and agricultural land by hostile foreign entities. According to Noem's office, the proposal will create a committee on foreign investments in the United States, South Dakota, which will investigate proposed purchases of ag land by foreign interests and recommend either approval or denial to the governor. With this new process, we will be able to prevent nations who hate us, like Communist China, from buying up our state's agricultural land. Noem released in a statement, "We cannot allow the Chinese Communist Party to continue to buy up our nation's food supply, so South Dakota will lead the charge in a vital nation security issue." Current South Dakota law already restricts foreign ownership of agricultural property to 160 acres. The move comes after the Chinese Communist Party connected food company purchased property just outside of a U.S. Air Force base near Grand Forks, North Dakota. When asked about whether the Biden administration is concerned about the CCP purchasing land around military installations, Security Council Coordinator for Strategic Communications, John Kirby, said it was an issue of real estate and above his pay grade.
Everything's above your pay grade when you don't want to deal with
China, foreign buyers. Clear about our concerns about Chinese unfair trade practices and economic practices. I understand that, ma'am, but buying up land around military installations. Yeah, I'm probably not the right person to ask about home ownership here in the United States.
This is about buying up land around military installations. Is that a concern to this administration?
I sent this to your office last week. You've had a week to look at this, including the articles.
Okay, we can get back to you afterwards. We're gonna move on. Go ahead, April.
We'll move on from that because, no big deal. We'll look into that later. We don't care. They have no care whatsoever. The video is a little behind the audio, as you could tell. You could hear Karine Jean-Pierre actually kind of stepped up and actually said something about, we'll sidestep this for now. And we don't care what the CCP actually does. kind of disturbing in itself.
Is that a double Japanese imperial sun?
No Chinese, Japanese.
Nothing to go along with the CCP. You guys don't really have any thoughts on that, just nothing.
China's always been bad, dog. We can't.
China's going to continue.
Anyway. Like, we've known
It looks like the Kristi Noem is actually going to try doing something about that, though, and she's going to actually, make it that they have to actually go through the governor before they can actually just purchase any of this agricultural land that's in South Dakota. So at least one state's actually thinking about it, and they're like, "Nah, we're not going to allow CCP to actually go and run roughshod across our agricultural lands." Purchasing it wherever they feel. Seeing you guys are kind of sort of seem like you're ready to check out. Yes, okay.
I'm doing so, I suppose.
Okay, so let's try speeding this up a bit here. I'll present this a different way.
And by the way, if they do, that means, not a joke, everybody, that's why we were defeated in 2018 when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states.
You fucking what?
Nice green blob of whatever that is right there. That's awesome. Thank you.
That's a COVID.
We're on YouTube.
Catastrophic catastrophe.
They're like, let's see if we can't make it till tomorrow.
What do they call that?
All right, then it's a raging contagion.
Again, we're not doctors, we're not lawyers, we're not going to tell you how to do it, when to do it, or how to do it. You should actually see your doctor and do what's best for you.
Yeah.
TR, there's not joking on YouTube. YouTube hates happiness and dying kids enjoy it and informative content and levity and anything making life halfway bearable.
Yes, yes. YouTube is run by a evil witch queen, demon, infested, horse-faced alien from another planet. Probably the one from where the interdimensional elves are from.
Huh.
Anyway,
that one. Okay. That place. Damn it. Rose says she thought it was a deformed Shrek.
Oh, wait, I didn't catch this in time.
Fuck you and your new world order.
There we go.
So it seems that there's a leaked documents that indicate that over 300 members of Oath Keepers may be current or former DHS employees.
You don't say.
Really? Huh. We had no clue whatsoever throughout this whole time that we've been doing this that the government had anything to do with what they like to call Oath Keepers.
I could have told you that.
Bing, bing.
Just like that.
Let's see. What's this one? Top Democrats inclusion with D in cover up all connections. Oh. Nothing to see here. Just absolutely nothing. We're not going to worry about SBF and anything that has anything to do with him because he's a Democrat and he's going to back Democrats all he wants. And he's most likely going to probably get away with everything that he's already done.
I literally watched an interview. Okay, I watched an interview with this guy. He's some crypto weirdo on the tubes someplace, or he's got a podcast or whatever the freak. Bitcoin boy or crypto boy or whatever the hell his name is. He comes on to the freaking, Mr. Emmerich Jones show. And then the one after that, the Schreier show, War Room. And he's talking, he's, like telling him what he thinks about this whole FTX thing. He says that he gave info stuffs to this committee, to Crazy Aunt Maxine. And he was sitting there. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna, I gave this stuff out. I think she's really embarrassed. I think they're all really embarrassed. like I think they're going to go after him. I think they're going to do this. I think they're going to do that. First thing that crazy Aunt Maxine does is try to shut down the whole thing. First words out of her mouth. First things the Dems do. It's like, okay, yes, they're gonna totally investigate. Right, of course, because we totally couldn't have told you that they were never going to do that. But hey, so like whoever the freak that guy is, like, probably shouldn't believe a lot of what he says. My humble opinion. Because like within a day he was proven completely wrong. So I'm just saying. Oh my.
Shrek and Donkey.
Okay, that's Donkey. Okay, now I see it.
I thought it was a wolf, but whatever.
I'll be right back, guys.
Oh no, I made him cry.
It's like they just told me it didn't look like Donkey.
You know what?
Up yours, woke moralists.
There you go.
Look how good that drawing was, man. You guys suck hearing me.
Speaking of DHS, there you go. House Republicans are pushing to impeach DHS chief Mayorkas when party takes over. We kind of had said something a couple different times over the last couple months, sitting over on the Rumble side of things. It really is something, and hopefully, maybe more people will be brought up on charges and or impeached for their wrongdoings that they've been doing during this current administration.
Oh, hey, speaking of the FTX thing real quick, Michael Hagan says, if he don't come back here, he's Bahamas problem, but he's Bahamas problem, but I don't think people are going to forget about 7 billion. Is he not in the United States now, right?
No, he's currently sitting in the Bahamas, but they're waiting on extradition. And they don't know if he's actually going to get extradited or not, because there's some people that would rather him not be extradited to bring things to light, because
I heard that he was brought
people
into the
like
place.
this guy that's on the screen would kind of maybe have to fess up to certain things.
I heard that the FTX, SBF, yeah, SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, and then we called him Bankman. That his mother actually walked him into the building where they were going to do like the whole whatever. I guess it's a Zoom call, or whatever, with the committee or whatnot or something like that. Because I guess he's still there. So yeah, like his mother walked him in. Oh my god. He's on interviews like cussing people out and telling them like, I could buy your mother. I'm the richest person ever. Now he can't go anywhere without his mother walking him around on a leash. Anyways.
I just find it a real big coincidence that his name is that close to bank fraud.
I know.
Yeah, that's amazing. Crystal, she says, happy YouTube birthday. Glad to see you. Party is tomorrow. Party's tomorrow. Don't forget to come around if you're interested. Almost everybody.
We are gonna
No, not almost everybody. Everybody's invited. So check us out tomorrow. We'll try starting a little early and make our way through the day.
We're gonna be partying.
And dancing. Yeah, dancing.
Woo! Trump dancing the whole way.
Let's see here. What was next? Kevin McCarthy tries to stop Mitch McConnell's latest betrayal.
Crystal, gotcha. It's Thursday here, she says.
Yes.
It is also Thursday here.
She lives in the future.
Micah Hagan says, good night,
fictional land of
Later,
Australia.
Mike. Long time no see.
Later, Mike.
Later.
Have a good one, brother.
Kevin McCarthy tries to stop Mitch McConnell. Latest.
What'd you call me?
Latest betrayal. Turtleneck. Turtle face.
It's quite the lengthy article, I guess. Sort of, not that long, but he's going to do what he can, because what's the best thing for Republican Party? For another Republican to try forcing their will on them and stop them from being able to betray this United States of America just as well as the other.
That always goes
McCarthy, McConnell, they're both two peas in the same pod, in my thought. But for one to try to stop the other's betrayal would only make the other's betrayal be worse.
By the way, speaking of McCarthy, I'm hearing some people say that perhaps El Donaldo Trumpo will be announcing a bid for speakership tomorrow, allegedly.
What?
Thanks for giving it away.
Allegedly. Allegedly. I did specify.
Right. Speaking of Republicans probing to things, it looks like the House Republicans vowed to probe into Hunter Biden. We've actually said this several different times. Jim Jordan will actually go to all levels of hate and push to actually get at this Hunter Biden thing or whatever, to actually formally, hopefully, try to impeach this potato. I really like Jim Jordan, so there's nothing y'all can say bad about him or good about him that would actually change my mind about how I feel about the guy. He's straight up cool dude. Not Joe Biden. And you took it away. I was going to put you up. There you go. Paul Pelosi attacks audio and police body cam footage aired at preliminary hearing. Here is a partial transcript of attack. This one we'll kind of look into a little bit closer because there's some verbiage in here.
Verbiage.
So he said, I told officers and medics at the scene, I'm sick of the insane fucking level of lies coming out of Washington, D.C. I came here to have a little chat with his wife. I don't really want to hurt him, but this was a suicide mission. I'm not going to stand here and do nothing, even if it cost me my life. According to what he's saying. Partial transcript of audio was released by reporters. Audio released in the attack of Paul Pelosi. You can see this is actually Diana Glebova that actually went and posted this in her Twitter. This is officer, drop the hammer to pay. Nope. Officer, oh shit. So, I mean, 2 seconds as of officers tackled the pay. Officer backup code 3, give me your fucking hands. Give me your fucking hands. There's some sweet verbiage that was, passed between SFPD and DePape himself. Court just played police body camera video at night of Pelosi.
Yeah, why couldn't we see it?
TV monitor is facing the SFPD officer on the stand, so most of us in court couldn't see the video, but could hear audio. I used my stopwatch to time out events as they unfolded. This is Bagad Shaban. You can see that he actually puts a little ad for NBC Bay Area or whatever. I would almost assume that there's probably some audio to be played. Here's the timeline of attack per reporter. Timing based on police body cam audio. 0 seconds, officer knocks on the door. 20 seconds, door opens. Hi, how are you doing? What's going on, man? Man says he's good. Officer dropped the hammer. At 30 seconds, so 10 seconds later, At 34 seconds, the Pope strikes Pelosi with the hammer. Supposedly. It could have been a hammer. It could have been something else. We have no clue. But, quite the interesting ordeal that they're actually going through court processes. As that actually goes further, maybe we can actually catch some more of this audio, video, and maybe actually see something or hear something, hear it, as opposed to reading off somebody else's tweet about it here in the near future. That'd be fun to actually see what actually happens to this gentleman that supposedly hit a guy over the head with what they call a hammer. Dildo.
It was a hammer of some variety.
There's a couple articles at the very end here, whatever, that I found fairly interesting. This one was very disturbing. This happened out of Northern California. It says a Good Samaritan was tied up, doused with gasoline, set on fire after he stopped to help a woman on the side of the road, according to reports. It says no good deed goes unpunished, and one Northern California man recently learned the hard way. According to reports, he was tied up, doused in gasoline, lit on fire after he stopped to help a woman he thought was stranded on the side of the road. Shortly before 11 p.m. on Wednesday, the unnamed 33-year-old man was driving along the intersection of Hutchinson Road and South George Washington Boulevard, a rather rural area just outside Yuba City, about 40 miles north of Sacramento, when he was spotted by a woman standing near a black SUV on the side of the road. She flagged the man down, indicating that she was in some kind of distress. The man pulled over and exited his vehicle to see how he could help. However, once he left his vehicle, two seemingly armed men jumped out of a woman's SUV. One appeared to have a gun, the other had a knife. Under the threat of violence, and zip-tied the driver's legs together and stole his wallet and car keys. The three con artists then poured gasoline all over the victim and lit him on fire before they left, driving away in their own SUV and taking the victim's car too. The man, now left stranded himself, managed to extinguish the flames by rolling around on the ground. He also called 911, though it is unclear whether he used his cell phone to do so. Deputies from the Sutter County Sheriff's Office met the man near the intersection but quickly transported him to a nearby hospital for burn treatment. His present condition is unknown, but he is presumed to be recovering from his injuries. Police found the victim's vehicle a few miles from the intersection where the three suspects ambushed him. Police also found a fake gun discarded in the area. The victim was not able to get a good look at the attackers, but did perceive them to be Middle Eastern descent. The incident is still under investigation. Anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office at that number. Local residents told KTXL-TV that people regularly stop to help one another on the side of the road in that area, and they insisted that the area is safe in general. However, the Post-Millennial noted that some areas of Northern California have some of the highest crime rates in the entire country, and that Tehama County even had to suspend daytime police patrols due to catastrophic staffing shortages. So very disturbing in itself that you can't even go and pull over to the side of the road to assist others in need, being potentially doused in gas and tried to be burnt alive. I mean, it sounds
it makes you really want to stop for somebody, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really makes you seriously think about, should I actually stop for the next person that I see stranded on the side of the road looking for assistance?
The answer is fuck no.
Nah.
Let them sort it out.
Right. They'll figure it out. Maybe, if they're allowed to do this again, maybe it will turn out worse. Maybe the next person won't understand how to stop, drop, and roll. and prevent themselves from going up in flames. Kind of surprised that just the stop, drop, and roll technique actually worked for a man that was actually zip tied,
Doused in gasoline,
and
that's
gasoline. Gasoline usually it takes a long time for you to smother that to put the flames out. So
lucky,
got very lucky.
Lucky.
Be careful out there, people. Be
But
very, very careful.
They make the citizenship test easier. Okay.
Hopefully the next person gives them the room temperature challenge. Okay.
Hopefully the next person's packing.
or anything, right? Or anything. So this is the last one. I got one last article here, and we probably won't go through the whole thing. We'll just kind of hit on the points, because the point is we are going into, we're 11 days away from Christmas, right? Almost 10.
See. It's the 15th,
almost 10. Right. It's still only 7 minutes to midnight for me, so that's why I'm like, oh, it's 11. But almost 10 days away. And being that we're getting so close to the Christmas season, it seems as though some have actually forgot what Christmas is really about. They're making movies. So this one here says, even with so much money and celebrity, filmmakers struggle with the themes to define Christmas and the stories like A Christmas Carol. So here you go. Spirited falls flat because A Christmas Carol doesn't work without Christianity at the center. They go and they try making Christmas movie without Christianity.
Yeah, you could expect that to flop. There's a bigger meaning behind Christmas than just commercialism and, I don't know, selling you an idea.
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
That was an interesting little tone from a phone.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, I don't know what it was about.
Bing, bing.
Trump can do that too. Anyway.
Shirt's thoughts on Christmas without Christianity?
I mean, Christmas is Christmas. It's the Mass of Christ, the Nativity of Christ. I mean, the word holy, the word holiday comes from holy day. So for all those dumbasses who, pardon my French, think that right, happy holidays. It's like you're actually, like, they think they're being so secular. You're actually saying happy holy days.
Right, the holy day of Christ. Wow.
The birth of Christ, the nativity of Christ, the incarnate God. Like, I mean, that is, and of course, when you're talking about A Christmas Carol, it's supposed to have like a Christian type of theme to it, right? It's supposed to be it's a very moral tale. It's a very drawn out and moral tale of, Ebenezer Scrooge going through a dream at night, finding the truth of living a good life and doing things the right way in a Christian manner. So again, the Christian ideals of charity and, piety and, being generous and, the fruits of this, being kind, love, as the Bible says, love is patient, love is kind, love is not a respecter of persons and so forth. Like, these kind of ideals, are found within this kind of a story. And, to be without all of that moral underpinning of the Christian faith is to strip the story of its entire meaning.
Yeah, kind of interesting, huh?
Yeah, it is interesting actually to see how bad it failed after they tried to eliminate that aspect of it.
Yeah, for you to take away from the story any Christianity whatsoever, the particular story is you can just in the first paragraph alone in the original, A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens' Ebenezer Scrooge was miserably bitter employer, utterly devoid of compassion and mirth. He symbolized the very antithesis of Christmas spirit and thus needed great reform. To
And
achieve
another thing
this,
to this too, by the way, because we're talking about the Christmas spirit, whatever. When we talk about that, and we talk about charity, and then there's giving and stuff, the tradition of Christmas giving, comes from the wise men, all that kind of thing, giving the gifts. Of course, this was like a year after Christ's birth. What most people believe is probably like a year or so after, because he was in a house with his mother, and he was a child at the time, so he wasn't just born. And then the wise men come and present gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And also, you have the story of Saint Nicholas of Myra, who is a bishop of Myra, which is southern Anatolia, or what you would call Asia Minor, or Turkey in the modern day. And that's an actual city, Myra. It's an actual city. Saint Nicholas is a saint in the church, and he was a bishop. And so he wasn't a priest, he wasn't a local pastor, but he was a bishop. He actually attended. What council did he attend? Was it the Council of Nicaea he attended? And he actually punched someone in the nose for saying that Christ was not divine. He actually hauled off and got so angry he punched him right in the nose. I think I'm pretty sure, what was the council when they were going after the Arians? Because that's the Arians. They're like, oh, Christ was just kind of like a dude. He wasn't really anything else. And Nicholas of Myra, Saint Nicholas of Myra, the bishop of Myra, walks up to this dude and just slugs him right in the face. But when you look at like Saint Nicholas of Myra, what he did, and how we get the thing of like, Santa Claus giving gifts, the whole idea of giving gifts, what he would do, and he's sort of like the saint that everybody thinks about, old Saint Nick with Christmas time, is he would very often give to the poor constantly. He was such a charitable person. His name goes down to this day, and this is back in like the 300s, 400s AD, and his name still goes down to this very day within the church, because he was such a well-known individual. He was a very charitable man within the church, a very charitable bishop, and he would throw down into people's chimneys there. And it's not the same type of chimney, right? Because it's in a different area. It's in along the Mediterranean. But he would throw down the chimneys, like gold nuggets, coins, other different things of that nature, things of value, things that people needed. He would throw through the window. He would drop off the door, and he wouldn't tell anybody. He would just collect things and so forth over time. And he would he knew who the poor people were, and he'd go and he would throw things to them. He would give them what they needed. It's like, oh, I need this to pay off whatever, and there they would find rolled within their stocking that's drying by the fireplace, or whatever's drying by the fireplace. They find several silver coins or gold coins or copper or whatever, and it was because it was dropped down the fire spout, or whatever they called it there, the chimney, or it was put into the window. Somebody in the summertime, drying their clothes out the window, you just kind of just drop something there, and there they go. They have some gold, they have some whatever they would need of value, maybe some extra clothes or shoes or something. Like, he was this very charitable person. He was and so he embodies that charitableness of Christianity. And so when you see Christianity spread into the West, and you see it in these areas where it gets cold in the wintertime, and people, right, like that, the idea of charity, especially in the wintertime when there's no food that's growing, right? Like, this saint kind of goes along with that. So that's where that whole story of that comes from, and the charity that surrounds the idea of Christmas, sort of, again, right, like, it's combined with the giving of the gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, the celebration, obviously. And then, of course, you've got Saint Nicholas of Myra, who the story of his has gone down throughout the church, but kind of gets enveloped with Christmas, because it's kind of what Christmas kind of embodied, especially in the West, is this very, charitable time of year to those who are poor and who are in need, because it's wintertime, it's cold, it's wet, it's damp. And if people don't have a house, if they don't have a home, if they don't have food, what people would do, if the Christians would do, is they would put a candle in the window, or several candles maybe. That's where you get, like, the tradition of candles in the windows. That's where Christmas decorations come from. Like, candles on the windows. It would show that they have food inside, and that you're welcome to come up to the house or knock on the door, or, like, hey, I'm hungry, I need food, I don't have a place to stay, and they would give them food. It's this whole idea of that. And so when you look at A Christmas Carol, that whole Christian underpinning of charity and giving and, all around just very Christian, a very Christian ethos there. So it surrounds the whole story. They have, like, the holly and the ivy. If you look at the movies and this stuff, and even within the story, like the holly tree, the ivy, you have the, the meals, the festivals that go on. All of that is mentioned. It's in the underpinnings of the whole story. It's the whole backdrop of the story is Christian Victorian England. And so that's the whole backdrop. So to remove any semblance of that at all, and just go on and be like, oh yeah, I can have a character that's the Christmas past, present, future, or whatever, and it just be entirely secular, it's not going to flow the same way. It's not going to have the same meaning. It's not going to have the same moral message. So anywho.
It's like, I have to behave and be a good and charitable person for no reason.
You're breaking up really bad.
What did that robot just say to us?
So it makes no sense. Like, I have to be a good person and be charitable for no reason.
Yeah, we still couldn't understand
that. You got to really, Austin, your connection like totally went to crap. Apologies, Jimmy YouTube.
Michael Hagan says if you move one letter in Santa, it becomes Satan. Yeah, ask Disney that. Anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Teach come back with Evian water backwards spells naive. As far as that goes, yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? But if you notice, there was a couple comments that were above that were speaking of Christmas being derived from a pagan festival, burning dogs, trees, gifts, fruits, and nuts, is as stocking stuffers are all pagan. True, but at the same time, the way things have actually gone lately, it still makes me excitedly happy to know that such a thing as the movie Spirited tanked because of its elimination of Christianity within the story of A Christmas Carol. Removing such a thing turned it to shit. And that's exactly what the point was, is it turned it to shit. Without the Christianity, without the actual meaning of Christmas, or the meaning of Christmas taken out of that story, it turns to a nothing burger.
By the way, I don't know how fruits and nuts given to people is somehow a fully pagan thing. Last time I checked, I didn't think giving people food was pagan. I just, okay, pagans gave people food too. Wow. I don't think that's not an inherently pagan ideal. It is totally within the Christian faith to be charitable. And the whole idea of Christmas is another reminder, it's not the whole meaning of it, obviously, but it's, it's this underpinning, this reminder of the stories of, the wise men. And then, St. Nicholas of Myra kind of gets caught up in that because he was known as this very charitable saint. And people kind of began to associate him with Christmas because of the charity that's given. So that's that whole Christian backdrop. And I mean, sure, there are things of paganism here and there. I mean, my golly, we all were descendant from pagans. If you were from, if you're from like, any place on earth like that, I mean, like this is ridiculous. I mean, pagans built houses with roofs that are, pointed upwards rather than flat because they lived in a different area. Like, it doesn't make it pagan. Oh, they burned a Yule log. Well, yeah, okay, they had a celebration. It doesn't make. By the way, like, that doesn't, like, the Yule log isn't the meaning of Christmas. Like, and I mean, that's a whole other discussion. I guess we shouldn't go into that because it's already 2 hours. Sorry, but that's a whole other.
No, it's fine. We got 10 more days before Christmas actually hits. I'm sure we'll talk of, other Christian-like things within the next 10 days. And maybe get into some of that. So,
and just to be clear, the Nativity of Christ is set in the Christian calendar, not because of some pagan celebrations at the turning of a year. It's because that's when you have it where, again, it's 9 months after the announcement to Mary that she will be with child. And that's where it's counted to, and it goes to the 25th. And this has always been the way in which it was known that this is Christmas. And that's when it was always celebrated. I mean, look at the Eastern churches, even the Eastern churches, like in Jerusalem and in Assyria. I mean, Jerusalem and Assyria, they didn't have Vikings that burned a Yule log, yet they recognize that it's Christmas on the 25th in Israel, in Assyria, in Ethiopia. Oh, they don't have Yule logs. They don't have Christmas trees that they do, yet they recognize that the 25th of December is Christmas. It's a thing that has been within the church since the very early days, because that's how it was timed out from the announcement of Christ's conception unto the Virgin Mary until Christmas Day. So that has been the way it's been, and it's spread into the West. And sure, things that were pagan, get adopted into things because, maybe having a Yule log is fun. Like, who cares? So that's a whole other, like I said. But just to make that clear, like the day itself has been within the Christian calendar since the beginning.
Michael Higginson says, since when? Hey, believe what you want, man. I mean, sure.
I think some people need to read some church history. Anywho's.
A little bit of church history, kind of interesting.
It is a very important piece of history, after all, as living in Christian civilization. Anywho's, it is over 2 hours.
It is. All that being said, Jimmy YouTube was with us. Don't forget to check him out. He was. Don't forget to actually check him out at Jimmy YouTube. I'm sure if we say this a couple more times, something will also appear in chat somehow, some way. Thank you, Princess. That being said, everybody make sure that you check out americashirtsaretfirst.com.
It is americashirtsaretfirst.com with the most base shirts on the planet. I actually didn't get around to doing it yet. I was going to do a little bit more of the sale because it is Christmas time after all. And I am feeling kind of charitable myself. So right now it's 15% off with use the discount code Koolfrogg, but it might be more here very soonly. So you should totally go check that out. Fill your carts, fill your shopping carts with awesome, cool base t-shirts. I have my new line of t-shirts, the abolish the 3-letter agencies, abolish the FBI, abolish CIA, abolish DHS, and the Fed. Get all of those at americashirtsaretfirst.com, ladies and gentlemen. Go check that out. I also have my Rumble channel, as Jessica Reloaded has just put into the chat here. I am too cool for YouTube. Indeed, that is true. You can check me on Rumble with America Shirts. You just type it into the chat at the top. You type that in, and it will come up. America Shorts, all the things that I've been in, and my channel should also come up as well. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. Go check it out.
Click on that to make sure that's up on the screen for a few moments. All that being said, if you want to support me and support me immediately, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Koolfrogg. There's also a PayPal link. That being said, because I actually just thought about it, there were a couple of people that actually did donate to me yesterday. John Jelaine, as well as, I don't want to say what the email was, and I don't remember who the person was that goes along with that email. But thank you both so very much for the donations on the Buy Me a Coffee. On Rumble side, there is a money bag over there. If you all want to support me through that, there's a way to do so there. All that being said, thank you so very, very much.
Also, can I make one more point?
Yes.
While I'm here, while others, this is fresh on people's minds. In Italy and in Spain, and I would even say in France and so forth, some of these other countries that are even in the West, they didn't have Yule logs, and they didn't have some of these other different things. They don't really do those. They didn't have that as a tradition. The Pope in Rome didn't actually, have a Yule log. like people still celebrated Christmas, and it was on the 25th, and it had nothing to do with Vikings and Norsemen or Germanic religions, because they were in Italy and in Spain and Portugal or other places. So this is a thing that goes back. We shall discuss further later on. So I may make a video myself on my Rumble. Go check it out. I've already made one about All Hallows Eve. Just go check that out. So sorry for delaying you anymore. Koolfrogg.
No, you're totally fine. The last thing I was going to actually say was, don't forget to come back later on tonight. As it is now the 15th, we will actually be hopefully starting earlier than 10 p.m. To allow some of these others that can't make it that late, that would like an earlier show, to actually be able to hang out with us and celebrate the 1 year of Shtick with Koolfrogg. Thank you all so very much. Have a good night. Later.
Later, peeps.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.